This film contains adult language. There are 17 swear words carefully placed throughout. Kids, can you find them?
This is Sparta! Fatality.
Could you imagine if I came to a podcast with 17 swear words? I mean, right now I'm limited to I think about 5, maybe 5 or 6 swear words. I don't have a bunch of them, right? But damn, I need to make a list of 17 swear words that I can say and celebrate if I hit my target of using all 17. I think that's quite the feat, if I do say so myself. This is UFO Buster Radio, episode number 375 of the UFO Buster Radio News Report. Now, true to form, I said Wednesdays more than likely will be about space. And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow will be about space. Tomorrow will be all about space. From the moment that someone takes out that damn lighter and lights the fuse on that Falcon rocket, on the SpaceX rocket, just so that we can see how good of a chance do they have. I think it's 50-50, so I'll be glued to my seats. I'm not going to lie, I'm a fan of rockets in space, especially when it has people strapped to it. That's why I was so enamored with Mike Hughes in many ways. Yeah, he was a rubber dicker. He talked about the flat earth. But the fact that he stuck his ass on a rocket was amazing to me. And the fact that these two guys tomorrow from NASA are little astronauts are going to get into that Crew Dragon and fly on the demo too. I mean, it's 50-50. So either tomorrow we will have one hell of a ride and an amazing story to tell when the United States restarted their people delivery program to the ISS, or we will be working on Demo 3 with 2 new astronauts. Like I said, it's anybody's guess at this point, because these new capsules and these new little devices, these new what they call those vehicles, haven't been faring too well. Like I said before, you never got a whole history about the space shuttle blowing the fuck up. No. You saw that bitch one day, strapped onto those damn booster rockets, and that's it. Took off. Everybody just went bananas. Everybody just went crazy. But now, things have changed. It's a little different. So yeah, I'm a groupie of space, especially space travel. So I am going to be on it tomorrow. I will be watching. What's up to Green Man, Game Vet, and hey, these are the only 2 guys that made it. What the hell's going on? But all that matters is that you're here. Thank you for being on here. Today's episode is going to be a little crazy. I tried to look up some UFO stuff. Not too much stuff out there. Really, there was UFO reports that really looked like a whole lot to do about nothing. Like, listen, I'm not gonna sit on a show and rubber dick people into looking at blobs and stuff. That's not me. Not gonna do it. Not at all. Dre just showed up. About time. No, but that's just not what I do. I'm not gonna sit around and talk real softly. Hi. Look at this blob in the sky. We know what this is. Yeah, there's a guy named Manny that kind of sounds just like that. And unfortunately, some people are confusing me for him. That's kind of weird. It is weird. Totally weird, but hey, no fucks are given. By the way, I got a quick story to tell about that. I recently had to go to CVS, and I had my UFO Buster Radio alien head, and under it says hashtag no fucks are given. Now, listen, even me, sometimes I think twice about wearing stuff like this in public because you just never know, right? You never know who you're going to come across. Now, the thing is, I am through and through a New Yorker, so I walked up to the counter, which you've got to stay like far away from it because you really, COVID and shit. And the guy says, I often wonder about that. And I'm, shit, I'm like a New Yorker, so I'm saying, hey, what the fuck? You gonna give me my shit? That's what I'm saying in my head. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, space, life, elsewhere. And I really had no idea the term no fucks given would be so thought-provoking. Shit, I wear that shit all the time now. Are you serious? So anyway, we had a good conversation about it. I was like 2 seconds away from saying, hey, you should listen to this podcast. But then he goes, is that a podcast? Yeah, it sure is. I didn't let him know it was me. I didn't because, I don't want him to think I'm just trying to, promote my stuff like that. But wearing the shirt is enough. You guys need to wear shirts like that. That's the best way to get the conversation going regarding ufology. Listen, I'm not being a salesperson or nothing like that. It doesn't have to be UFO Buster Radio, but wear something that gets the conversation going. You have no idea who the hell out there is interested in a topic, but they got no one around them to talk about it to. Probably nobody at home because, you probably talk to them about it and they fall asleep on you. So wear stuff like that once in a while in the blue moon when you're not working. And if you get away with it at work, shit, fuck it, do it too. Why not? 3 articles today. We're going to talk about some crazy stuff. Thanks to one of our favorite people, Pareidolia Pete. And then we have a mathematical calculation. Haven't heard about this one, but I guess it was recently they did this. But again, it shows how when we use statistics, when we talk about how large the universe is, how you have to be a complete moron to think there's nothing else out there. And we're going to take a different type of statistical math and apply it because some Poindexter did it as well. So let's get started.
Why do I make things complicated? Why do I lose all my control? I keep on letting my bad habits make us both come crashing to the floor. Something to save us, close but we're strangers. Feel like we're far apart. Stripping down the middle. Stripping down the middle. Stripping down the middle. This is not what we should be. Start to get the best of me. Inside myself, I swear to never talk about it until I start to yell. Something to save us, close but we're strangers. Feel like we're far apart. Strip it down the middle.
That sound is so old school. I know some of you puckered up your butts because you thought they were coming after you. No, it's the new transitional sound in between the music and the news report. You're okay. Just let it go loose. Let it go loose. You're all right. Everything's going to be fine. UFO sightings, alien craft over California sparks claim of secret army testing at Area 51. This is, I think the one person that can relate to this that is actually right now in the live chat is the Norm. What's up, the Norm? Yeah, he can relate to this story, to be honest, because he sees stuff. Pucky's also arrived. What's up, gentlemen? Welcome to the show. And there was a photograph that was taken over Southern Cali, another one that's affected by this, Green Man. And apparently somebody's losing their damn mind, saying, hey, wake up, people. There is stuff coming from Area 51. And basically you guys in South Cal are getting all the good views because it's all heading your way. This UFO was photographed over Palm Springs, and apparently people just went nuts over it because now we got alien stuff. Listen, the thing is that there's so many damn bases in California. You see all kind of crazy shit all the time. So don't be surprised if it's just coming from California and it's just a regular airplane. But let me just stop there, because far be it from me to try to debunk the claims of Pareidolia Pete Scott C. Waring. According to the self-proclaimed, self-described, self-probed Scott C. Waring, this UFO came from Area 51 because Area 51 is the heart of many UFO stories and conspiracy theories since 1947, thanks to Roswell. He said this in his ET database blog. The UFO was seen over Palm Springs, California this week. The object was only seen for a few seconds. A few seconds? What can you report in just seconds? What the hell is wrong with him? Anyway, let me just continue, because I've got a few seconds left. It's located so far South California, it's mostly a rocky desert. This is one of the prime areas that UFOs will be seen from Area S4, which is inside Area 51. There is a photograph that's attached to this situation here. Unfortunately, it wasn't big enough for me to put on here. But there is in the article, if you go to the article, there's a photo and they zoomed in on this thing. And here's something fascinating about how it's described. It is described as a tic-tac object with appendages. That's what they said. That's what he said. That's what he said. The photo is kind of blurry. It's a gray object, and it's flying behind a power transformer, which is seen in the foreground. But, lucky for us, these guys are really good at editing photos, so they zoomed in for you in the little box. Zoom right in, turn it sideways, and it kind of looks like a Tic Tac, believe it or not. Now, in the photos and the videos that we saw from the FLIR video and stuff like that, it did look that the Tic Tac in some angles had like a little appendage thing coming out. I don't know. Could this be another Tic Tac sighting? It's possible. The fact that it moved so damn fast that it was gone in seconds, again, very possible. If you're just standing still and all of a sudden you saw a transformer and you want to take a fucking picture of it. I don't understand how the picture came about, because it doesn't say in this particular article why this person took the picture, if he was really focused on this little Tic Tac in the sky. Doesn't really say. But I think the claims that are given by our buddy Pareidolia Pete are fascinating. So I was like, let me just look at this. How many bases are there in California? Because let's be honest, not everything comes from Area 51. There is just no way that is the only secret base on the entire continental the U.S. I can't. It can't be the only one in North America, period. There's got to be so many of these all over the place by now. Like there's no way that I trying to hide this secret across the U.S., across Canada, trying to get to Alaska. There is no way that I would have just one fucking base in the middle of New Mexico. That'd be a waste of my time. So I said, let me just look at this, because there's got to be more. According to this particular account of bases in California from 2017, there were a total of 32 bases. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, National Guard, Reserve, all over California. Apparently, California has the biggest amount of bases of all the states. Back in 2017. Who knows now? They probably built like 50 more. There was another piece of data here that speaks to, like, there's fucking secret bases everywhere. Stop fucking around. The Army and Air Force, check this out, make up more than 75% of the manpower in Alaska. Yeah. Talk about naked and afraid. Are these guys all naked and afraid? Are they the ones that we see in that show? 75% of the manpower is military in Alaska. Here's something interesting, which kind of makes me wonder if this will be like some training places for Space Force. The bases here, what they do is training operations to prepare service members for operating in inhospitable winter climate on the ground and in the air. Why not? Space Force, you got to get with it. Get your happy asses up there and just chill. And of course, you know, we got one of the other bases that is very synonymous with UFO activity, alien contact, presidents, and all that other nonsense in Ohio, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Hey, you cannot deny that particular spot is alien freaky. Like, even outside of all the stories of Wright-Patterson and all the things that went down there are a lot of stories that just float around the internet of people taking videos and photos of strange aircraft coming in and out of that place. And it's bananas. And actually, I came across a lot of them at one time on the MUFON site before they got greedy and started charging for people to look through their database. So there goes that much. Let's see. But you know, that's the story. I don't think that everything is coming out of S4 or just Area 51. I think at this point, there are so many bases around the world, even in our own country, that these things can be coming out of anywhere, to be honest. Whether it's the coastal base, somewhere in the middle of a city. Who fucking knows? They're everywhere. But thank you, Paradolia Pete, for pointing this one out. We had no idea that the people in South Cal has such a opportunity to catalog Tic Tacs with appendages. I would imagine that would go kind of rough down the throat. Let's get it.
Sit back, enjoy the ride.
the way, Dre was asking, why is it that they don't have a gummy bears? Like gummy bears instead of Tic Tacs. I don't think damn gummy bears are going to be aerodynamic. That's why. But could you imagine a flying gummy bear? I don't know if that'll work. Not at all. By the way, I have to take the time to promote the Discord chat because the Discord chat is being guarded by Asgardians and also an overseer, Kit. I want to warn you guys who are trolls that go in there. The Asgardians will get on you. But if they don't catch you, the overseer will, so you keep that in mind. But otherwise, if you want to talk about UFOs, a podcast, whatever it is you want to talk about, you had a bad day on the shitter, you need to get some fiber options, yeah, get in there. Go into the Discord. I'm sure someone there will have some information you could use. Valuable information about everything. It's not just UFOs. Nope, hasn't been from the beginning, to be honest, but it is entertaining nonetheless. So join the guys, join me, talk about stuff, have a good time. It's what we do. UFO sightings, alien ship spotted in NASA Apollo 9 mission is the claim. This one was fascinating to me because for the life of me, I don't understand why we need to be going back to fucking Apollo. Who cares about the Apollo missions? They're done. Over, kaput, finito. Let's get on with it. This is those things that just keep coming back. And it would take someone like Pareidolia Pete to do that. I don't understand how the fuck he has the time to jump in between Apollo missions, then go over to the Mars pictures from the rovers, then go over to the moon pictures. And the guy just keeps going and going. He's like the Energizer Bunny of bad UFO news. He just doesn't stop. That's probably why his eyes are so beady and squinty, like he's about to do something. Something evil. Apollo 9 apparently had 3 NASA astronauts, which were not in the pictures that good old Pareidolia Pete was talking about. But no, not at all. These guys hung out in Earth's orbit for 10 days. 10 days as a test flight before Apollo 11 mission. Commander James McDivitt, he was, what is it? No, actually, no. No, this is wrong. Well, he was a commander, James McDivitt. What the hell? Why did they write this way? Damn, Pareidolia P. Anyway, the module pilot was David Scott, and the lunar module pilot was Rusty Schweikart. And they took off from Earth on March 3rd, 1969. And they spent 10 days in orbit, completing 151 trips around the planet. Those were the good old days, boys. Those were the good old days. Now you get a 50-50 chance on a demo. The 3 men landed back on Earth on March the 13th, just 4 months before the Apollo 11 mission set off for the moon. There were pictures that were taken from the sky, of course, from low orbit, entering the atmosphere and things like that. In this one picture, according to our prominent conspiracy person, Mr. Waring, Pareidolia Pete, he apparently looked at an image from NASA's astronauts, and he says he found a UFO. Sadly, again, he says 100% proof of aliens, but it is kind of fascinating the shape of UFO that he found. Waring, on his ET database, says he found a triangular UFO in an old Apollo 9 mission photo. He says the module was flying directly over Arizona at the time, and this triangle UFO was seen in the clouds. Again, in this article, if you go to it, I tried to download this, but it was a tiny photo. Apparently, the podcast host doesn't like little photos. Size does matter in that case. But if you look at it, zoomed in again, you see a triangular shape in the sky. Waring says that it looks like a dark brown color. The object is blurry, an equal pace as the clouds and other objects in the picture. He says, had this been 100% focus and the clouds blurry, then we would know it's not real, but that's not how it is here. According to him, and actually if you look at the pictures, everything's fucking blurry. The triangle is blurry and so is the damn clouds. You know, they didn't have smartphones back then that had great pictures. That shitty ass film cameras. What could you expect? So he believes that the picture is 1,000% real. This is a triangular UFO that's in the photo, but big whoopee. I mean, we get freaking UFOs all the time. Doesn't mean anything. Or does it? Don't know. But Scott C. Waring again, taking his time to comb through photos and videos of the Apollo missions, then going up to Mars and seeing where Corey Goode was hanging out, trying to see if you can find some dead Martians or lizard people like the Slee Stack. I don't know. According to him, this is 100% proof. He's got the smoking gun that no one else could find, like in the history of never. But there it is. Article is in the description. It's fascinating though that in the matter of 24 hours, Scott C. Waring was quoted twice from the blog. It is amazing to me how folks like this continue to entertain the masses. You know, he's kind of like another secure team kind of person, right? Well, you know, they used to kind of mention each other back in the day anyway. But I think it's bananas how folks like Tyler Lochner and Pareidolia Pete continue to muddy the waters when it comes to ufology. And people just watch it. And admittedly, some of them watch it just because they're just amazed at the crazy stuff that people report. They want to see the videos. They want to see the odd and weird, unexplainable UFOs, even though for many, it's pretty explainable. But that's how these guys are making their money right now, by people who are naive and really don't want to consider the obvious, that it's a bunch of bullshit, plain and simple. But I guess we all need to be entertained one way in a while. I just noticed that I have 2 songs on here that have the word naked in it. Must be a Tuesday on a 4-day week.
When I think of every time you let me down, I start to lose control. A lot of weakness. I never told you I was mad. I held it all inside.
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the funny?
dumb fuck you? Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat.
Gooder Gawker, or Guter, is also in the live chat. By the way, there was an episode of his show, and he had I would say it's like a co-host, Matt. Holy cow, that guy was just cracking me up something terrible. Like, it was crazy. You gotta have Matt on there more often. Bring out the whiskey all the time. That's all I'm saying. We gotta do it all. Whiskeys and shots whenever Matt's on, because he is freaking hilarious. This particular article talks about the math. Now, we've talked about this before. As a matter of fact, the guy at CVS that was, I don't know, amazed by the no fucks given shirt, he brought up that subject about math. And like I said, I was just like, can I get my drugs, man? I was just worried about checking out. But he did mention about the mathematical possibilities of alien life on the planet. And, you know, it is what it is. I don't understand why people just cannot accept that. Just accept it. It's okay. It doesn't mean that the moment you accept it, you will be probed every Friday or every Tuesday or on the fourth day of every holiday that happens. I don't know. It doesn't mean equal probings for everyone. It'll probably never happen to you just because you say, oh, mathematically, yeah, there's aliens somewhere. I can accept it. Yeah, you're not going to get beamed up just like that. There is a math formula that has determined the odds of aliens existing. And it's really important because a lot of us are not mathematicians, you know. We don't go around. We can fucking barely count change, you know. Because it used to be a time where you could walk around with change. It's not anymore. You just whip out your fucking card and that's it. You're done. You don't even got to count change. You know how awkward it is trying to count change now? It's ridiculous. It's like kids trying to sign things using in script. They don't know. They don't know. They're like typing it. And now they don't even type. They just speak it. It's much easier that way, I guess. David Kipping, he leads a team called the Cool Worlds Laboratory at Columbia University. But these guys at Columbia University, they're turning into like the Googles of universities, right? They probably all bring their fucking dogs to school. They sit around and smoke some good cahibas or something like that. I don't know. Apparently, the Cool Worlds Laboratory is a great place to be. I don't know why I'm saying it with an accent, but it happens to me when I start hearing these Arnold clips. I start saying laboratory. It turns out that there is a video that's attached to this article here where they use a mathematical calculation. He says in a background video, he says basically that the question of intelligent life in the universe, and he concludes this from his perspective. He says, I've never been much for faith. I want an answer. So he's a mathematician. He can solve things using math. He mentions that the changing trends over the centuries of human imagination, basically, he says as soon as people realized that there are planets in the sky, other planets than the one they're standing on, that they began to wonder if other planets also had somebody else looking back at us. Maybe there was a reptilian at one time on Mars looking down at Don Quixote or something like that. I don't know. Looking at somebody, Queen Elizabeth, 15,000. I don't, whatever. You guys get it, right? Somebody over there looking back. So they imagine that. As early as the 1800s, people were seeing canals on Mars. Which today we know that they were on whiskey, really. They didn't know what the hell they were looking at. But there is a math that they use. It's called Bayesian analysis. And what they're doing is, it's a way of using what they do know, like that there's other planets, to extrapolate what they don't know. And Kipling says he put Earth's long history on a replay loop. So basically, the history of the planet replays. And then you shoot some odds into it. And then extrapolate what could happen every time that you let the history of the planet, all 3 million years, replay itself. You know, one time you run it, there's no life on Earth. You run it another time, there's life on Earth. So he did that. He says what they actually got in this replay, this loop of history on the planet, is that basically, instead of a 3-1, the odds are 3-2, meaning 3 out of every 5 runs, there was life on the planet. And not just life, but it became intelligent life. So overall, what they're trying to tell is that 75% is the probability of life, 60% is the likelihood of intelligence, which gave an overall probability of 45% that you will find intelligent life over the history of a particular planet. Now we know our planet has probably reset itself a few times in those million years, or 3 million years. So there could have been other intelligent life in our own planet's history that wiped themselves the fuck off the face of the planet, and here we are. It is one of the theories about Mars, right? There was some kind of a nuclear event that wiped out all the fucking Martians, all the sleep stacks. And so now there's nothing. There is a paper that he wrote about this, so feel free to find it. I'm not sure, other than the conclusion, that you're really going to get use out of the whole math situation, but it is what it is. He says, basically, he says that the Earth itself, it's in the minority in a way as far as the probability goes, but it is still a more concrete argument that there is existence of life and Earth-like planets around the universe. Even though there is a 45% chance that it'll be intelligent life. It's pretty good damn odds, considering all the planets, all the exoplanets that all of our space instruments have discovered in the Goldilocks zone. So you can honestly say that about half of those have intelligent life of some form or another. It is a fascinating story. This is just part of it. I kind of skipped to the conclusion because I don't think you guys are interested in the whole math thing. But the numbers are important. 75% probability of life, 60% likelihood of intelligence, overall 45% that when you find a planet that is habitable like this planet, that in its history there was actual freaking intelligent goddamn life that could cuss like us and walk around like assholes, warring and stuff like that. I'm just saying, that's basically what we're looking for. That's what intelligent is. Check out the article in the description for this one and all the other two also. Listen, Pareidolia Pete does his thing. Apparently people love it, so why not? There are some things that he does which is fascinating, like spending his entire life looking at pictures. And I just wonder what kind of instrument he uses to get into that. But I just don't know. I don't know how he could spend that time. I couldn't imagine spending that much time looking at freaking NASA photos. It's just crazy. But tomorrow, I hope you guys find the time to watch Demo 2 make that trip. And I hope it's a successful trip. I might kid about it because that's what I do. But I really hope that Demo 2 is successful and that we have people heading up to the ISS. And, I kind of think about the weirdest thing sometimes. Like, I figure, I know these guys have been through all the tests for NASA. They've done all the stuff. You're going through the training. I mean, physically they're fit. Mentally they're probably fucked in the head somehow because they're sitting on a rocket. But, some people react so differently to moments like this, like nervousness. Could you imagine if one of them is a fart knocker. You know, and he's like farting his way on that Tesla all the way up to the rocket and sitting in there inside that Crew Dragon, that little ass capsule, and the dude next to you cannot keep his butthole shut. It's like sitting next to bugs. I mean, really, could you imagine that? How disgusting. That would drive me insane. And what is the probability that it'll blow up from all that gas and all the electronics? I don't know. Those are the things that sometimes it just goes through my mind just thinking about stuff like that. It just happens. But I will be glued to this. You guys are going to have to check. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows when it's going to be, but there is going, and I actually talked about it a few days ago, actually. There is going to be not only just a launch, I think Discovery and one of the other science channels are going to be broadcasting it on cable, but after that, there's going to be a 2-hour special, which is also going to be the road from when we ended with the space shuttle to where we are now with SpaceX and Boeing and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a little documentary about 2 hours long. Fun to see. I've got mine recording, so you guys should do it also. So check it out. It's going to be fantastic. All right, thank you guys for listening. UFO Buster Radio. Man, I'm checking out. But for the record, this is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
Trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. H6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ballin' age. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the. On record, off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record. I still want the act, not the ghost. Running through it with the young influence. Adolescent presence. I'm succumbing to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected with the loser. And I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winnings when I know you're losing. So I with the winners and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting the bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper, cash, fuck a tax. That's a joke. Tell them laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, we'll get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got lab on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the record.